Some things have changed from last season. Managers have changed. I can't remember if I've already done this intro already in one of the other podcasts. Managers have changed. England have come back and they're an elite football nation. Grealish is at City after being at Villa. Ronaldo's at United. But some things in life never change. And one of those things is Arsenal being shit.
Oh, there it is. That was all the way through that. That's good. That was nice.
That's a pretty severe cut in now as well, Arsenal.
Cool. I wrote it up earlier at work.
I think it is fair to say that, they're not looking good. I think my prediction is going to come true. He's going to be gone. He's gone early at this point. They got Norwich on the weekend. If they can't get past Norwich.
Yeah, props to you. Props to you. You did say 10 games, didn't you? And we were like,
And so far, he's had 3 losses. So looking pretty good. I wish I put a bet we were all on at the time. But we don't condone betting on this podcast. So we've learned from mistakes in the past.
Until we get sponsored by one.
Oh, yeah. Bet365 come at us.
So I think Arsenal's had a rough ride first 3 games, haven't they? Like, they've been tough teams to face. Obviously, newly promoted, and then it was City, then Chelsea, or other way around.
Yeah,
Norwich is the perfect game. If you could choose anyone in the league, you play Norwich next to get a bit of confidence and 3 points. That would be sort of perfect. So if they don't get anything from Norwich, like even score a goal, because they haven't scored a goal yet, remember, in the league. Yeah. If they don't get anything from Norwich, you can't have any confidence they're going to get anything from any other teams coming up, can you?
No, not at all. The amount what they spent in this transfer window as well as most of any other English club. And that's just absolutely obscene. They've got no superstars to show for it whatsoever. No one. They got decent players, but no one who really stands out, if you get what I'm saying. No one who's going to, give it fucking firecracker up someone's arse, make the team work really hard.
They haven't signed anyone. They haven't signed anyone that looks like they were really battling any other team for.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, we'll just give you 50 mil, and no one else is going for this guy.
Obviously, they look like signings when you haven't got European football, don't they? That's what they look like. Where you try and sign some players, and they're like, "You're not even in Europa League, no chance." That's the type of players. And sometimes obviously their system isn't working. The type of players they're trying to sign over the last couple of years, because they have tried to sign some big players, obviously like Pepe and that, and haven't really worked out. So you think maybe build for the future, but they're 3 games in, 3 losses. They need players that are ready to go. And I'm not talking about your Williams, which have won it all and don't care. They're just looking for a fat paycheck. They need someone like middle-aged, coming in, knows their position well, can actually, affect the game straight away. But it looks like a lot of the signings are just ones for the future. I don't know if you guys seen it. Their director of football did an interview about the transfer business, and he got a lot of heat, basically, from Arsenal fans, just saying this guy doesn't know what the hell he's doing.
You would feel like that if you were a fan of Arsenal. And that's why I do sympathise a little bit with them. It's got to be getting there, coming from a team that has quite a lot of history, the 5th most successful team in England, and it's just become a joke club, hasn't it? It's just all been downhill. So just from chucking Wenger out, I suppose they don't know how good they had it today until they got rid of him.
Yeah, I remember that. They wanted him out as well.
Oh, they were bad about it, yeah. And that's when the banter years started.
Because they were bored of getting 4th every year.
I've seen a picture on the other day. It's like I've seen it loads, and it's like they're reminiscing about the glory days, and the glory days they're reminiscing about are when they had protests because they were only coming 4th and winning the FA Cup. And now I see these pictures, and it's like a picture of Theo Walcott, Podolski, Thomas Rosicky, Santi Cazorla, and Per Mertesacker, and they're like, our current players could never lace these guys' boots. And I'm like, how many leagues did they win?
Yeah.
How many Champions League those guys win? So it's gone from the unbeatables, and then Invincibles.
Unbeatables, yeah.
Unbeatables is like a B-Tech version, which is funny. And then you got Invincibles, and now they're like, oh, well, you know what? We're not even going to compare these players to the Invincibles. We're going to compare them to the team that's straight fourth every year when we won the last 8 games of this every season. It's like, that's how far they've fallen, and it's a joke. And Arteta, he's like Ollie, but you know, I think maybe Arteta, when he took over, he might have had more work to do than Ollie when Ollie took over, because they had come second under the season under Mourinho, and then it went a bit downhill. I know, but like, I don't know, there was a bit of goodness there in the squad, but still, like, you try and compare the two. They were trying to compare the two when Arsenal beat United 1-0 last season. Compare the two now, and I know Ollie's had money to spend, but like you've said, Nath, Arteta's had money to spend, and
he's had an obscene amount of money to spend.
And if he loses the game against Norwich, I don't think he goes. I don't think he goes. The reason why, because do you remember last season, like, it got really bad. Like, it was like they hadn't won a game for like 8 or 9 games. I think they got some draws in there, but they didn't win for like 8 games or something. And they still, and that's why I'm like, I'm still a bit like, what has to happen? Do they have to be like literally bottom after 10 games for them to go, we need to change it?
Because I think it just recycles again. Who do they get in? Another standing manager? Do you know
what I mean? Campbell, some ex-player.
Yeah.
I tell you what, all jokes aside, sorry to cut you across, but if Vieira does anything half decent at Palace, that's where he's going. But well, I know there's still a lot to make out there, and we're saying, but if Vieira just comes 12th with Palace, I think he ends up at Arsenal.
Yeah, because let's be fair, he's got his work cut out with Palace as well this year. They didn't do too much business. They got a couple of contracts signed, extensions, but they didn't really buy many players today. I'm trying to think who they bought this summer. But yeah, like you said, possibility. If Arteta goes mid-season, who do they get? Who's available at the moment? Who they could get in? Conte, maybe.
Look, Conte's not going to go. I know.
I couldn't see it. Yeah, why would he go from Chelsea to Arsenal? No.
Forget that. Why would he leave Inter? I know he had bad owners, but why does he go to Arsenal? Do you know what I mean? He can go to. I think he just needs to wait for an elite job. He'll get it.
He'll definitely get it. Yeah.
Like, but like you said, who goes? Who goes Arsenal? Like, who takes that?
They're in a shitstorm, man. And like, if you're a fan of Arsenal, I've got a few friends, Arsenal fans, a few people working that as well. And like, it's kind of sad, usually like, even like 5 years ago, they're like, well, we'll beat you, when they had Sanchez, Ozil and that, backing themselves. And now you speak to them, it's like, we're crap. Literally
broken men. Broken women and men. Honestly, doing with Danielle's family are really into like Arsenal supporters, die hard and things like that. And I think they just accepted the fact at this point that it is terrible over there. And at the end of the day, you can moan as much as you want as a fan. They don't want the owners, the Cronkies, who want the Cronkies to sell, and they don't want Arteta as manager. And at the end of the day, it's up to them, isn't it? Except the only way they can get rid of someone like that is to start boycotting the team. Stop buying shirts and things like that. But that's something that we all have to band together to do if they're all feeling on the same page.
Do you think it's more Arteta, or do you think it's more the squad, or do you reckon it's just completely even?
I think it's a bit of both. I think it's a bit of both. But I think there's bad things going on, but I also feel like a better manager would not be doing as badly as they are. And I think, do you know what I mean? Like, because they have, yes, you can say there's stuff going on and things are bad, but like, things go wrong and like things get bad at other clubs and clubs finish higher, like David Moyes. I know he's had a little bit of money, but not really. And he's like, how well West Ham and Leicester as well. I know they've had to spend money, but it's like, they haven't spent the money or they haven't got the wages as like Arsenal. And like, there's no identity with the football as well. Like, people want to talk about this identity with Arsenal, and it's like, there's no identity.
Yeah, they used to be sexy football, didn't it? Like, I used to watch them and be like, they play so much better football than United. I used to be like, watching them like, wow, like the little tic-tacker, and it would be amazing. But
and you've got people like Xhaka, like what? Like, they had an opportunity to get rid of Xhaka, get some money in for him, and like he probably would have gone and done bits for Mourinho. But like, he's had one good game against France in the Euros, which then he was suspended for the next game anyway, for Switzerland. They went out. He then they sign him to a new contract and like keep him. And now now he's just got sent off again the other day for something
Straight
ridiculous.
Yeah.
He's just he's like the leader of the team. Like that's how far it's fallen. Like you got someone like him playing and being the captain, is he captain? I don't know.
No, I don't know. He had a strip, didn't he? He had a strip. I don't think he's captain again now because he was stripped a few years ago.
But he's one of the leaders.
Remember, like he was walking off the pitch and he was
exactly
on the armband. And that's why eventually he stripped it and gave it to Aubameyang as the captain. It's just a joke. Like, why would you bid a player off like that? It's fucking shit attitude. Why do you want to keep that in your team?
I think that's just one of the few things, isn't it? You know, they're just rotten to the core, and they. I remember Gary Neville was on about United about 4 years ago, or maybe 3 years ago. I think towards the end of Jose, and he was just like, "This club's rotten to the core." You know, it starts from the board, it starts from the very top, and he was going in on it. And I think that's Arsenal right now. They just done that. Kroenke is a bad one. He cares about his NFL teams more, doesn't he? But Arsenal is just Arsenal, isn't it?
Yeah. Like I said, it needs major changes, but they need to start doing something. Like I said, I don't think they care, but like I said, they don't care about the fans. All they care about is, like I said.
Yo, they got wavy tops though. That's all that matters. Wavy kits. As long as those kits money comes in, baby, we'll good.
Any other team, I'd buy it, but fuck Arsenal. Arsenal and Chelsea, fuck off. Any other team, I would buy that away kit.
Yeah, take the Arsenal badge off. I'd buy it 100%. Nice kits.
Cut around it though.
Well, stick a Pata badge on it.
I start putting it. I was going to say top 4 logo, but okay, never mind. But nothing wrong with a Pata logo either. Lovely company.
So, Nate, are you sticking to your prediction then that after 10 games, Arteta goes?
Yeah, 100%.
What do you reckon, Pash? Sorry, Nate, I'll cut you off. You're already in the position. You don't need to add anything to it. I've
already said my piece. Like I get that. Let's hear Pash's thoughts on it.
10 games. Yeah, I reckon he's gone. 10 games. We're only on the 3rd now. We're on about maybe 4th. He might go. You know.
I think he manages to hold on for more than 10 games, but I think it's going to be like 14th game. Like I just think like they're probably going to beat Norwich, and then I feel like that means he can probably lose another 3 on the bounce, and then he will win another, and then I feel like if it happens a few more times, then it's gonna, you know what I mean. Once we get to like that 14 game, 15 game minimum, we're like, if they're in the bottom 5 around then there's panic stations.
He'll get a smelly win against Spurs, and all the Arsenal fans will be like, yeah.
What I gotta say is, I know we're moaning United game, you know, not on TV, but if Arsenal lose, get on Twitter, get on YouTube, and get on Arsenal Fan TV, because there will be limbs.
Thanks for listening to VARguably the best football podcast. Now don't forget to follow us and like us on all social media platforms to keep up to date with the latest football news.